Welcome to everybody. Here is a Choco Zone Podcast. In this episode, we have the Italian part of International Chocolate Awards. With this association, you have the possibility to be helped and to increase the weight of your brand in the market. We have just met Martin Christie in the last season of Chocozone, and this time, like I said, it is the time to meet the Italian important part of this great partner we have. Welcome in our podcast in Choco Zone. We are going on with the guest chocolate maker, bean to bar producer around the world. But this time we have a special guest. So that we are talking with someone that is helping the movement to improve the quality of the chocolate market in the world. She works with Martin Christie. She works with Maricel Priscilla, and she is Italian. But you know, we cannot talk in Italian. But she talks English better than me, surely. So here we are with Monica Meschini. Ciao, Monica. Hello.
Hi, Monica.
How are you? Fine?
Fine. What about you?
I'm very fine. I'm fine, really. I'm going around. Just now I start again, and I'm very happy. I think we cannot stop.
Yeah.
This is the claim, no? And so we can also learn something from this period.
For sure. So, Monica, normally we ask to our guest to explain something about themselves. So, what was Monica Meschini before having founded the International Chocolate Awards?
Okay, it's very nice to speak about, because I was totally another person in my first part of my life. I was an employee, but with the passion of food. So at 21 years old, I was a wine sommelier, professional wine sommelier. I was employees, but I like to learn about these kind of things, because my grandmother, that was a grower in Tuscan countryside, she was very nice with me. She teach to me to taste, to smell, to understand very nice food, the difference, etc. So was because practically I was in the kitchen from my young age at 3 years old. I do everything I'm doing everything with her, and this was my passion at the beginning. And she thinks always you will be a chef. That was cuoco in Italian, no?
Yeah.
She was a nice chef too. And okay, so I started, and I start to study wine sommelier, and then water sommelier, and then tea sommelier, and at the end, but it's not the last, like cacao and chocolate. Before chocolate, because in my period, that was around 35 years ago, cacao was practically not well known. And we speak about ganache, about the first part of this kind of movement of French people, especially, that teach to Italian. And now I like the idea that are the Italian practically one of the best in the world. But sorry, I'm so proud of.
We know it, we know.
Yes. And what happened is that at the point, yes, I'm thinking, okay, I need to know more. And I'm working with a big event in the world about cacao and chocolate, but this helped me to understand the word behind the chocolate. But at a point, I start to cooperate with the ILA, Istituto Latinoamericano, that was the Italian government that go to visit different countries, especially in Latin America and Central America, and I need to understand really the cacao and what the cacao was in that period. That was totally chaotic. Now everything is more under control. I know that everyone think the cacao world is not perfect yet, but respect 35 years ago, totally another story.
How do you start loving chocolate? And do you remember exactly why and the first experience you had with the chocolate?
I was in 1995. I was curious about chocolate, like any food or any drink. But in the same time, I start when I discover during a big event that I was not part of in Perugia, I discover Biasetto, Robert Lang's Maison du Chocolat, Rococo Chocolate, Chantal Cody, and I tasted something totally different. And I'm thinking in that period, and this is what the people think sometimes when they start to know well the cacao and chocolate, what I have ate until now. Which kind of food was that? Was a dessert or something to munch, but without a story to tell and without flavor note? Because the point was always I was passionate about looking for flavor note in wine, in tea, in water, in cacao and chocolate, of course. But I remember that there was that point that I say, I need to know more. Absolutely. And was approximately 30 years ago. That
I
was
see.
like a pioneer.
Yeah, yeah. You basically made the difference between the commercial chocolate and the bean to bar chocolate.
Absolutely.
What do you know? Sorry, what do you know about the process of the bean to bar? I mean, also the small artisans that made the chocolate. And do you feel there is kind of difference between the different areas in the world? If you can make a kind of difference.
I think yes. We teach in the International Institute of Chocolate Cacao Tasting that is important. Everyone with the same cacao, everyone can have different recipe. This is the point. Because there is something historical or a tradition or the grandfather makes that like that. So I think is something that we must respect. In the same time, I prefer more something rustic, rough, but with the flavor, with something, it is a pleasure, must be a pleasure. So must be a gift, something that give to you in a big emotion, or is only sugar and maybe something else. So I think yes, at this point I think is smaller the world, for example in Italy and Europe respect the Americas area, etc. But the people that start to taste chocolate instead eat chocolate, I speak about professional and also not professional, they start to understand that artisanal means something. So give the spirit of the person that do the production to the final customer. It's more from soul to bar than from bean to bar.
Sure.
Was something that I say to one of my students to call his bar because it's important for me.
Anyway, I think that International Chocolate Award help a lot the bean to bar movement, the bean to bar crafters to grow. How did born the idea to create the International Chocolate Award to give a vote, to give also some way to improve the chocolate in each corner of the world.
Yeah, it was really funny because I met Martin Christie in London during another kind of judging of chocolate, and we was in the same table to judge, and we speak about this is not fair. Do the things like that is not fair. First of all, because uh, means something like claim to declare something, for to do an example to you. If I judge something that I don't like, three different people write horrible, I don't like it, I want to split. So how we can judge with this method? We need something that was a declaration that is good for everyone to judge some product, no? So first of all this, so to balance the possibility of the judge to speak about with different, it is how we do now. And the other things is that we want something also sharing categories that was not in that period. I speak about 15 years ago, and we start to speak and we know each other, and we discover that we do the same work in two different countries, like be in a mirror. So we decide to start to speak together, and in few years, in 2 or 3 years, I was ready, and him too, to start this kind of things. And I think we don't need, never we think about we have this explosion worldwide.
Yeah.
It's like a bomb in our hand.
You are everywhere, isn't it? Any corner of the world.
Yes, exactly. And when sometime I go in a shop or in a shanty or very big supermarket, quality supermarket like Italy, etc., I see the wall of International Chocolate Awards, I feel like, wow, what a responsibility. But yes, I think is low price marketing for someone like small artisan that have not the possibility to spend money to do a big marketing well done.
Okay. Monica, let's guess I'm a chocolate maker, okay, and I want to participate to the International Chocolate Award. What can I expect to be judged for, and how can I enter the competition?
So enter the competition is very, very simple. And now is in different language too, so it's simpler to the people that don't speak really well English or don't understand. I recommend, first of all, to read all the rules that are a lot. So, for example, in the last year, we changed something. We want to know the traceability. We want to know from where the cacao come, not because we are curious, but we want to change really the things. Because if you use something industrial in the same category, we have two people that do something industrial with the same coverture. At the point, who is the winner? Only the technical part. That is very important. But we are the International Chocolate Awards, nor the International Pine Nuts Awards, or we are not the person that, like other competition that are more professional, looking for the perfection, statue, monument, things. No, we're looking to have this very well done, to have behind something good for the growers, first of all. So for the entire world, to change the world of judge too.
Can you tell us something more, something deeply about the parameters you are using to evaluate the chocolate, and some statistics? Normally, how many products enter the competition? How many pass the first selection? How many on the grand jury keeps on being judged by the grand jury?
This is very difficult to say this year, because we, at the beginning, we think about, okay, we give a restriction, like you cannot use coverture if are not trustable. So probably we lose 40% of entrance. This was our thinking at the beginning, but it's not. For example, I know now that is still in progress that for Asia Pacific, we are already more than 1,000 products. Only for Asia Pacific. And everything is sent to judge around in the world. So no one understands that we have 12 people that work the entire year behind everything. People that send things, separate, we change. This is important to remember. We are the competition that do blind test. And blind tasting is very important because I can have also someone that I know very well, but if I have, especially for chocolate makers, just a piece, how I can recognize in probably 120 Madagascar 70%. So it's something very, very good. And the judge, the first thing is we're looking for defect. So at the beginning we say, do you like it or you don't like it? Because our rectal system decide if I like or not before tell me why I like or I don't like it. So we decide, then we have two map. This is important too. The people, the chocolate maker, they have a flavor map at the end. With the feedback, they have also the flavor map made from judge, expert judge. That is something unique, I think.
Yeah.
So they can use also for their bars or something like that. So if there are more defects, for example, there is mold or there is something putrid or some contamination, we put all these things. We have at the beginning, no, if I like the flavor map positive appear. If I don't like, the negative map with defect appear. If I like so both, so we can really put the flavor note, negative or positive, and then we can judge if it's well done, if they use a good chocolate to do this, if I can recognize which kind of a flavor from Madagascar or from Tanzania or from Ecuador, etc. A lot of things, but more the defect. And every time that I give something like defect, we take off percentage. When we give something more, we add percentage. At the end, we have a score. If our score is 80, is the minimum to be a bronze.
Yeah.
Okay. More 81, 82. And then more like 90, 92 is more a silver and more is a gold. Sometimes there is a gold and no silver or bronze, sometimes because it's not in that range.
Yeah.
It's not because we are crazy. It's the system, but it's very important in work, especially because we are the more expert that are grand juror and the expert there are the main.
So you could have also gold in the same category?
No,
Or
only
not?
one gold.
Only one gold.
But more than one silver
More
or
than
bronze.
one silver and bronze. Sometimes they have exactly the same score.
Yeah.
That means us in the condition how we can decide. So is because we have more. But a very important thing to say is that at the end of regional competition, if you are a bronze, a silver, or a gold, you go back au pair for the world final. That means that if you follow the feedback and you do correction and you follow the feedback, so maybe a bronze can be a gold in the world. Happen very, very often, is already done practically a lot of time. So it's something that we want also create and give the opportunity to the people to understand how go better, how do the things in the right way.
Yeah. You don't have a fixed number of winners. I mean, they don't have to be 10 or 100. It may be different from competition to competition.
Yes, absolutely. Sometimes we have few winners, few dinners. Sorry, it's the time. But anyway, yes, we have also competition where we have no winners in a category. Because practically happened. I remember in Colombia about 15 years ago was Martin with me too, with Ila, with Enrico Rovira like judge, with Massimiliano Cavicchioli, a lot of people, and we cannot give a cioccolata de mesa, una hot chocolate. We cannot give prize because it was spices and not cacao, for example. Also, the balance in the recipe is very.
Just for my curiosity, what is the area that normally arrive more in the world finals?
No, the Americans, the Europeans, the Asians.
Okay, so in chocolate making, maybe Asia Americas, we are in that point now, because Asiatic, they are like soldiers. If you tell something to them, they do. So in Latin America, they are more creative, but both very nice. For chocolatier, for sure, Europe, and for sure, Italy, Spain. Yes, Italy is the first, not because I'm Italian really, but we can say that we are, the Italian are obsessed about food and quality. We speak about dinner when we are in the breakfast time.
Yes, yes.
So it's something that it is in our blood. And when they do the things well and they enter, they understand the system and they do very well.
So no French, no Belgium, no Swiss chocolatier?
Yes, but less. Yes.
Okay, so
You can see because there are no, it's public, so you can see. Yeah.
um, how many areas in total? Do you have something? I mean, you arrange competition now in a lot of different countries. I remember there was an attempt a few years ago.
13 regional area, 13.
Wow.
So, and then we have something that we do special for a country, for growers country, that is separate. So sometimes it happen that are different winners because the winners of the worldwide don't enter in the competition or for other reason. But the International Chocolate Awards now we have 13.
Just for curiosity, how do you choose the different areas? Because they sell a lot of chocolate, because they eat a lot of chocolate.
So because they want enter.
Oh, they call you.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So when we start to see is also when we decide for another category. The chocolatier and chocolate maker are so creative. Now they start to work with the alternative things, alternative to aroma, alternative fermentation. So every time it's difficult for us add categories because more categories will add more price we give, and this is not our intention because for us take off some importance to the things, but normally we don't give. Now we have a very strict range that who is a winner. The winner are maximum 30% of the entrance maximum.
Okay.
And how many producers have accepted the critics that didn't all of them entering in the competition and have decided to modify their product to be rewarded from the International Chocolate Award?
Think a lot. I think 70%.
Okay.
To say something 70. That was also, one of the things, because me and Martin Christie, we start to speak it that we have the same password in our computer 15 years ago. That was Mangiari 64% the Verona things, because was the first chocolate that we tasted and let us a little bit, wow, what is this? In 30 years ago, no? Wow. So it's something like that. 70 to speak about 70%. That yes, is I think everyone follow the direction. Everyone change something. And a lot do courses. And the Institute and the International Chocolate Awards have the same mind behind. So if you are a chocolate tester, also first level, better second, because in the second level we start to use the system that we use for the judging, very similar. But who do that normally is a winner, not because we give prize to our student, like I told you, is a blind test, but because they follow the right ways, no? So they knows exactly what everyone together, the army looking for.
So this is also a good point for these guys that are the bean to bar movements. They want to improve their chocolate. It's not something, okay, this is my food, this is my product, and let's keep it as it is because I can sell. No, they want to.
Very, for example, when we judge a chocolatier or chocolate maker, we can also say that the beans are not well fermented or not homogeneous fermented. So it's like also give information to the growers. And also with this new system that we don't accept something that is not trustable, it's like push the chocolatier to ask to the industrial people where the cacao come from. Apart the slaves, etc. I speak also about quality and about I want to know from where come.
Yeah.
No? So it's something that also a lot of big companies start to understand these kind of things and start to give more information if they are fair. And there are also
Everywhere in any field, yeah.
You visited a lot of small laboratories, big factories, okay, where they produce chocolate. Under your point of view, so an outside point of view, how do you feel it's important technology in the process for the chocolate makers?
very, very important is 60% of the total. I mean, this, I won't say that is important more the knowledge that to transfer to them because they know exactly which is, for example, what happened very often is if we have a winner that is a Nicaragua beans from blah, 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 the people, they say the winners and they think, okay, I take the same cacao, so I will be a winner. No, it's not like that. So if you have no a total control of your technology, you can have the best technology, but it's not only the machine that do the things. So
Yeah.
your support when you sell is for me one of the most important things for the small person. I know people that have your machinery and they said, okay, I like a lot, but okay, but sometimes they, for example, they hyper refined or they do too many hours of concage, no? So this is important to know. You cannot destroy something good. So you must teach to the people and we must teach together, all together. Is why you support also International Chocolate Awards. And it's important that the people must know exactly which kind of processing machine they have and what they can do, like a housewife with the oven. So everyone must know, play a little bit and know more about which be the results is what you want at the beginning, not copy someone else, your product, which one you want at the end.
Yeah. Your courses on various levels of chocolate testing help the artisan to develop. We have hundreds and hundreds of bean to bar chocolate maker like customers, and normally most of them arrive from another field. So I know that you helped a lot the movement to understand. Explain to us in which way your courses are made.
Courses are in 3 level, the chocolate tasting course. Then we have 3 level or cacao evaluation. That is another story. But I think we must start from the chocolate because from the chocolate, and this is another important thing, so we can understand which kind of defect or which thing is not well done or not correct. So and we can go behind to correct these kind of things. So 3 level of chocolate tasting, 3 level cacao evaluation, and then we work to develop like a cacao chocolate university that will be the fourth level, that are from 400 to 500 hours, that help the people to decide what they want to do: chocolate tasting, chocolate consultants, cacao consultant, something like that, panel, head panel in a company. So we have different, or chocolatier, chocolate making, etc. So it's very important, something like that. And 3 level, the first level is in Italy. I do a first level plus. That means 2 days instead of one, because Italian makes a lot of question and they want answer, and we know how we are. And I have always done, also before International Chocolate Awards, I have done 2 days course. So in Italy, and I do also in Spanish, in Russian, in Hebrew, with translation, of course, Arabic, and that's all at the moment. In English sometime, because we have someone that helped, that know me and want me instead of Martin, because there is a direct relationship. But so we have 2 days at the beginning, or one day, depend who is the teacher. And the second is 3 days. The third one is 7 days in total, and can be in Europe or in growing countries. This is, and eventually, after have done something in Europe, you can have also a study trip, travel in the growing country that is more relaxed after all the course. That is very, very intense, because we need to taste a lot.
Yeah. Monica, we have quite finished our episode, and I'd ask to you the same question we do to all our guests. So, how do you see the world of chocolate, also chocolate crafters, in the next 10 years?
I want to say before quickly how I see the cacao world. I'm thinking that the first thing to do is teach, not only to the chocolatier or to the people involved in chocolate, but also in the cacao country. So is what I do with the Italian government. That is go, and one of my, you can see in my picture probably, that you can show, that is something that I go in the cacao country, for example in Ecuador, in Manabi, and I teach to the son and daughter of growers why they must stay there to work and to develop that kind of job, and not go in United States to do other things. They have a power if they do the things well, but it's important that they understand the value. They understand the value of the cacao and how they can do better in their country. So it's something that I really like. Imagine something, so they will be more expert in cacao and chocolate to sell better and better price in this part of the world, because the equitrade is better than fair trade. That is something only right, but the fair trade means that more than 50% must stay in the cacao country. And the other things is how I can say, I think that we follow the coffee world, the wine world. Every time I speak about the comparison, because the Italian understand chocolate only if you compare with something that they know very well. And every time they say, why I must spend 12 euro for 100 grams of chocolate instead of 3 euro, apart all the story about the slaves, like we say. So I said, sorry, when you buy a wine, you buy a wine for percentage or for aromatic notes. So they start to say, oh, you are right. I need to look for aromatic notes. So I think that the future will be looking for different kind of things, like was in the past for wine, for coffee, for other kind of agronomical things. And the fermentation now is the point. The people play with fermentation also in the growing country, but it's something I don't want write a book. I want a blog, because I think if I write a book, the day after it's out is old.
Yeah.
So it's so quick that it's very difficult. I know that they start to do production with different kind of product, with different kind of theobroma, with different kind of sugar. So this is the immediate future, but the future longer is something that is really a connection in between the first part of the chain and the end.
Yes, sure. The few years ago, we known these people, and we understood how was important the experience and the knowledge that they can give to our customers, and so we decided to support them. And we are proud of this, and we go on this because the market is not only take money and sell things or machines, but it is also culture and to try to do something that can help the people to stay better and to eat a good chocolate. It is a happiness.
Have more money.
Yeah.
If they work well.
Sure.
Yeah.
That is. Okay. Thank you, Monica.
Thank you to you.
Thank you, Monica. Thank you very much.
See you soon.
See you in 1 week.
Okay, perfect. I'm looking. So ciao. Ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao. Ciao.